Welcome, Knights and Rooks, to episode 66 of Dion Rising. This right here is the Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition actual play campaign brought to you by the Knights of D20. Hey, Knights. Good to see y'all. Wow, I love those faces. So, I believe the only announcement we have tonight is that Robin and Bobby should be on Wednesday night at 8/7 Central-ish for tea time / what do we call it? Arts and crafts, something or other.
Dark arts and crafts.
Dark arts and crafts.
Alcohol time. Who knows?
Yes.
Anything
Gossip
is possible.
session.
Straight up shenanigans.
So hop on Wednesday night to the KOD20 Twitch channel. Check that out. Go watch our YouTube backlog so you know everything that's happened up to episode 65. But other than that, the gang is all back together. So thank you all for joining us as we embark on an epic adventure in the world of Dion, where heroes rise, dangers abound, and legends are born. Players, dice at the ready. Tasty looking dice. Okay. So, last time we played Circle of Sanctuary, you all were in between missions in a way. You had completed or semi-completed defeating the Cult of the Leviathan for the time being at Lake Kisnar. You regrouped at Barak Forge, and then you split the party and headed in a couple different directions, with Maraway and Benji, and I believe Bula, staying behind in Barak for Maraway to utilize both the Time Chamber and Benji's Dream Spell to help him catch up on some of his exhaustion points from many, many, many nights of nightmarish Fey tomfoolery, to say the least. While Killian, Nados, and Seraphina split up and went off to Zankin, where they reconvened with Killian's sister, working with the Oasis. Why am I forgetting words all the time lately?
Protectorate.
The Protectorate, thank you, of Oasis. They sort of caught up on what's been happening in Tuzenkin, what she's found out about the family, what he's found out about their family, and they both sort of have that in the back of their mind as they split again, because it sounds like you all have a mission that you want to complete for your friend Maraway in his home Feyland of Sanctuary. So you've been doing some prep for that, and in the meantime, the three of you in Tuzenkin took a little drink break. You went to see your good friend Barnacle at the Buoyant Banshee, all the way back from the first 10 episodes. Good friends, old friends. Met up with an old flame, if you will, Cool Guard, whose name still remains a mystery, but whose entire personality very much does not, because it is about as deep as a puddle. And after some light flirting and some heavy anger from Ados, you all sort of gave him the wave away as he went back drinking with his friends, and you all spent the night drinking with Barnacle and his wife Hattie at the Buoyant Banshee. So, we're going to flash sideways over to Barak Forge, where Maraway and Benji, at about this time, are getting ready to utilize the Time Chamber once again, so that they can get multiple nights of sleep in over the next day or two that the rest of you are gone. Bula, where do you think you would be posting up? I believe you stayed back with them, right? To kind of just help keep an eye on things, wait for your ship to arrive with a certain half-dragon captain.
What?
But mostly to keep an eye on Maraway, for sure.
Yeah, obviously. Only that. So I'm not real sure. She would be close to where the chamber is because she'd want to make sure that they weren't disturbed. I don't know the layout per se, I guess.
Yeah, they have it's essentially a little, it's almost like a spa room. There's a low, warm pool that's being warmed by the active volcano underneath the steam. And then it's a big steam room. And then there's 3 smaller chambers, all with almost cedar walls, like a hot sauna, but they're not really hot. They're just pleasantly warm for a snuggly night of sleep. But they're sort of 3 smaller chambers, and those were the time chambers that can be sort of activated with arcane power. So you can kind of be out in that pool room while Maraway and Benji would actually be, or you could be in the room with them if they would let you, but if they would like you to be, or if you would like to be.
I think they're okay. She's going to give them a modicum of privacy. But she's going to stay close to make sure that nobody busts in. She'll soak her little green toes until they're raisins in some warm water.
Very nice.
Is that right with that?
Yeah. I think that there's like a spot where like on the ledge of like the little step down into the pool, it's almost like a pumice stone texture, so it's not slippery, and you can like really like get the calluses on your heels, stretch them along that, really soften them up, get a nice pedicure going.
Yep.
Okay. Meanwhile, in the time chamber, Marway, you're preparing to have a night of sleep. You and Benji had a conversation last time wherein he mentioned he could kind of join you in his dreams. And he sort of hesitates as he's kind of setting up this ritual casting for you. And he says, I know I already asked Marway, but do you want a dream that maybe is like inspired by a memory you have? Or do you want me to come up with something new for you? Do you want me to be there? What are you in the mood for tonight?
I would very much like you to be there.
All right, I'll come up with something fun. And he's kind of like making a little bed for you on the bench, and sits down next to you, sort of reclined back, and puts your feet on his lap, so you can both sort of relax while this spell takes hold. And you manage to drift off to sleep pretty quickly. There's like, you can hear sort of the sound of like trickling water outside the room. It's quite peaceful. The room being sort of cedar smells really nice, like raw and woodsy, but with sort of like bath oil scents just sort of floating in the air around you. The smell of lavender and daylilies. And you drift off to sleep. And once you realize you're dreaming, you realize sort of in this dream state, this dream spell that Benji casts on you, he's sort of able to make it almost like a lucid dream for you. So it's pretty clear immediately that you're dreaming. You've become pretty accustomed to having nightmares. So while you're not having one of those at this moment, your heart doesn't begin racing like it normally does. You don't feel that sense of dread and those old painful memories from your youth before you ended up here on the mortal plane. Instead, you're just in a low, deep valley, a meadow full of wildflowers, and there's birds chirping in the trees. You see a couple little chipmunks sort of chasing each other around the roots of trees and climbing up. And it's very peaceful here, and it's sort of, you smell distantly sort of the salt of the ocean, and you can almost hear ocean waves, but you're in this almost like mountainous hill valley where everything's green and secluded and enclosed by almost like natural walls around you of hills and mountains. And it feels very peaceful. You know that you would be able to see anybody coming from miles away. And next to you, laying in the grass in this grassy, flowery meadow, is your friend Benji, sort of just smiling and humming a little song to himself. You see his feet, one of his feet sort of tapping to the rhythm that he's humming. And he starts to tell you about what this place is. And it's a place from his own childhood that he knew near his family's village, sort of inland a bit. And he says it's one of those places on the eastern continent that you could really feel alone in the best way. As a druid and as someone from a druid circle in his youth, he has been used to having a very robust community. It's very much, he tells you it's not like the normal family unit that you all have on the middle continent, where you have, a household with just one immediate family, maybe a grandparent or an uncle if they're around. But we're so used to being in a village where everybody's your ma and everybody's your pa, and all the kids are being parented by everyone, and all the kids can walk in any old house, but you're never really alone in my village. Or we were never really alone in my village. So it was always kind of nice to be able to get somewhere a little bit more quiet, and it can be kind of tricky to find yourself in a community like that, but I wouldn't trade it by any means. This is just one of those places where I feel like I was able to find who I was without other people, if that makes sense. Do you ever feel like you needed something like that?
Not particularly. Where I came from, it was also very much everyone knew everyone, because they were all on the run from someone, and most of them needed a family. And then once I came to the material plane, it was quite the opposite. I wanted, more than anything, to never be alone again.
Yeah, I get that. He says, So everybody knew everybody. Did you have anybody back home that was like a sibling to you? You know, I always had Nomi, and she was a twin, and it doesn't get much closer than a twin sibling. I know you're an only child, but we all have a found family, right? And it sounds like you're from somewhere where that was very much what it was like.
Well, I knew pretty much everyone. I mean, Sir Muldulzin, he used to take me around to meet all of the refugees, and I would go play with all the other little children, and but really, I didn't really have many actual friends amongst the refugees. They all, I guess, put me on a pedestal that made me unattainable. So they kept a distance, if you will.
Do you feel like that affects how you have approached your friendships now? Do you ever feel like you're still unapproachable in a way? And he sort of takes your hand and is just like, sort of casually, almost like mapping your heart line and your lifeline on your palm while you speak. Just sort of absent-mindedly tracing the lines of your hand.
I don't know. I think in a way I made myself unapproachable. When I first met them, I didn't always tell them the truth. I made sure that they only ever saw me smiling and laughing. And I would make sure to only give myself an hour of crying time a day before everyone else woke up. But I don't know. I guess over time they wore me down.
He sort of, you can feel his magic stirring, his druidic magic, and in the distance you hear the caw of Hearth, who appears over the tree line and soars high above, and you can see in the distance on his back is Killian riding, looking free and wind blowing his hair, and you see in the distance Ados and Seraphina sitting on a distant hill upon a log, sharing some tea and gossip. And a little bit closer, up against a tree, sort of just whittling, sitting next to a fire where you can see there's a whole chicken roasting, is Bula. And they're close enough that you can see them and see that they're all at peace and feeling at home together, but without being together. Not close enough to hear your conversation, just this dream memory of your friends who you've found and let into your life and let into who you are and to see you.
I think Morway, in his newfound boldness, is gonna kind of lean over and like rest the back of his head on Benji's shoulder. I really enjoy being alone with you. This is pretty nice.
I agree. Someday we're gonna have time that we can do this in the real world. And he's just sort of toying with the flower tied to your horn. And you sort of...
Do you think that there will be time for that?
I don't see why not. You know, me and Nomi we're pretty long-lived kind of people. It seems like you are, being what you are and all. And I know that we are constantly stepping in it and walking into dangerous situations, but I think I have some kind of faith. I may not be the religious sort, but I have faith in what you and your friends have done. I have faith in myself and my family that I've made for myself. I have faith in this world and the people in it.
It does sound like a nice dream. But we only have to save 2 worlds to make it happen, right?
You know what? 2 worlds is easier than 3 worlds. I don't see why we can't do that either.
Do not speak that into existence. I think we're already as spread thin as we can be.
You're right. We'll let someone else deal with that 3rd world. In the meantime, though, we got this one covered, I think. And yours. And heck, if we don't make it, we're gonna end up somewhere like this together anyway. I have faith in that, too. Do you know what comes after for you if we don't make it? If you don't make it?
It would depend. If we don't make it in Sanctuary, I would imagine that I will be enslaved and have all of my life essence drained from me for many, many, many years until I die. And if I were to not make it in the material plane, I don't know. This world is still very weird to me, and I don't really understand religion. It doesn't really make a whole lot of sense to me. Where I'm from, we create ourselves. We don't need creators to do it for us.
Well, I can tell you as someone who's been in this world for 60-some years now, doesn't make any sense to me either. And there's questions like those that we don't really have the answers to. You know, the druids taught me our bodies will return to the earth they came from. That we're all a part of Dion, and Dion is a part of all of us. And some people have their gods. Some people are looking heaven bound or bound for the hells. And I think that's part
really
of
such a bad thing, though. I went to the hells, and I didn't think it was that bad. They were quite nice to us when we were there.
You know, I can't say I've been to the hells, but I have met like a tiefling, a devil or two in my time, and they do seem to be I don't want to say the honest sort, but they got their own set of rules, just like the rest of us. So no, I don't think I'm saying that one is better or worse.
Pretty well.
I don't think one's better or worse than the others. I think just the hope that there might be something after death is what keeps people going and is what ties us all together in the end. We're all just looking for something to make this life meaningful.
I would hope you're right. That would mean that my mother is somewhere out there. Hopefully not suffering anymore.
I hope that same thing for my family. The ones that are gone. And you guys spend the night in this dream, this very peaceful, relaxed dream. You get the sense that he could be taking you on a fun adventure in this dream. He could be doing whatever came to mind for him that he would think you would enjoy or have fun with. But it seems at this moment he just wants you to feel that there's nothing to do, nothing on the to-do list, no world to save. Just a quiet place, untouched. Where you can just be. We're gonna flash sideways in the night, late, after a couple hours of your dream, to the Buoyant Banshee, where I will let Seraphina and Killian and Ados tell me, how are you gonna wrap up your night? Barnacle and Hattie are looking tired. I think the crowd has dwindled a bit. Some people went up to the inn to go to sleep. Some people have just gone home for the night. But they're just like in the closing hour, basically. Last call has been called. But you guys are friends, so you're sitting at the bar, I think, still chatting with Barnacle as he cleans glasses, and Hattie collects empty plates off tables. And there's still some like stragglers very drunkenly singing a bawdy tune in the corner, a very dirty limerick. I think Coolguard and his group of friends have left a little bit ago, pretty drunkenly. How would you all spend your night in Tuzinkin, or would you head home or head back to Barak?
I think that Ados, knowing that there's gonna be a few days before Varmox gets back into town, is just kind of milking this moment for all it's worth. Maybe drinking a little bit slower and having one more than you would normally have. Making small talk, but there's still this this thick energy, for lack of a better way to describe it, this anticipation of things to come, that their job isn't quite finished yet, but for now they can have some short respite. So yeah, just small talk, but kind of savoring this moment with Ados and Gillian, and before he knows they have to go back.
All right. Seraphina, how drunk are you, if at all?
Seraphina is very drunk. She's feeling really good from getting all her validation from Cool guard, what she came for. And she's spilling all the hot goss to Barnacle about Bula and Varmox.
He's so
Spilling the tea.
he's lapping it up. He's like, Bula, no. But if she was gonna, that sounds like her kind of guy.
You should see the way she looks at him.
Like she looks at Hattie's famous fried chicken.
Oh, yes. You just see the drool coming down her mouth.
I can only imagine. I'm gonna have to meet the boy, see if he lives up to her expectations, to my expectations.
Yeah, so she'll spend the night just giving all the juicy details.
Marway met him where? In a magical prison? Okay, come on. I don't know about all that. And Killian, how would you be whiling away this last hour or so of drinking?
Well, Killian's probably very likely not drinking. He's gonna lean over to Eidos while Seraphina's talking and just kind of lean over and say, Eidos, something's been on my mind for the last few days, and given everything that we might be heading into, I think this is probably as good a time as any, and I want to get your opinion on the matter, see if you're just as curious as I am.
What's that? What's on your mind?
Well, it's about Seraphina and all the changes that she's gone through over the last few days. She really hasn't talked about it, and seeing how talkative she is right now, I feel like this is probably the best time to maybe get a little bit of information out of her.
Yeah, you can certainly try, but many have tried and many have failed to have Seraphina open up to them. She kind of deals with things in her own time, in her own mind, but we've been traveling long enough together that maybe you can pry her open more successfully than anybody else ever was. Could.
Well, I mean, the last time we saw her as we normally know her, she was being dragged off to God knows where. And then we followed the trail all the way to Barak Forge, and the next time we see her, she looks as she does right now. I mean, you can't honestly say you aren't curious as to what happened, unless you know.
Oh, most certainly I'm curious, but I know more than anybody that she, well, in her own time will let us know. But she seems more comfortable now. She's certainly found her look with her new skin, and Eidos will look over at Seraphina. I'm assuming that you're in midnight black, hamming it up. Seraphina.
You're in your black gown, Sarah.
Oh, yeah. I'm in my black gown, yes.
Yeah. She certainly looks more at ease. So, I say maybe it's time to take a swing. I know that I'm prone to letting things lie for too long. So, yeah, let's ask her. Maybe she knows what happened.
Fair enough. Well, let's see if we can pry her away from these two here. And
I was gonna say, when Killian says that, Eidos will say, "Oh, hey, cool guard," to get Seraphina to stop talking to whoever she's talking to and pay attention to over here.
Seraphina, kind of like fixes her hair.
Seraphina, come over here. Leave Barnacle alone. He's working.
Yeah. So Seraphina, realizing Cool Guard is not around, she will follow.
We apologize for the ruse of Cool Guard getting you over here, but
He apologizes.
yeah, I apologize. I have a question for you, Seraphina, and and I was talking to Eidos here, given everything we're about to embark on and going into the Fey realm and helping Mar away, this is probably maybe our only time to really get this answer, potentially, from you. Well, it has to do with when the Union took you. When they took you to Barak Forge, bringing you through that portal. When we lost you, you looked different, and then the next time we saw you, you looked as you are now. I'm just curious as to what happened while you were down there. Did they do something to you down there?
Well, I mean, I guess it, like, wasn't really good, I guess. I don't really remember that much.
Roll it.
Do
I want Seraphine on that to roll a deception check, and Killian, you can roll a perception check.
All right. Oh, damn you. Yeah, mine's only at 10.
24, and I'm drunk.
That's disadvantage.
It's fine.
That's hard to
So-
say. Hard to
Yeah.
say.
So did you have any clue whatsoever how this happened, or did you just wake up and your skin changed?
I don't really remember. I mean, I think they were, like, torturing me, and then...
Just look over to Eidos like, what?
And then, I
Brush
don't
that off
know.
real easy.
I guess I don't know. They asked me if I wanted to continue, and, like, of course I do, because
Of
who
course.
wouldn't want more of me? And then
Oh, I thought you meant torture. Like, more torture. What?
oh no, there was, like, some blackness, and then yeah, they said I could come back, and then
Who's
here I
they?
am. Here I am.
Who said you could come back? The torturers?
I don't remember.
Maybe we could talk to someone in
Do you get
Nerdstand.
some chicken?
You want
Where's
chick-
Lola?
You want chicken? Well, they sell chicken here. You don't have to always get it from Bula. I know she's a good source. But I
She's
could go-
got the good chicken.
She does have the good chicken. Here, I'll grab us a plate of chicken from
Yeah.
Barnacle real fast. Eidos will take a moment to order some chicken.
Yeah, I'll for sure get the frying oil going again. Give her some good chicken.
We're sorry about this, Barnacle. That you have to fire up the oil again.
He's like, I'll do it for you all, obviously, but if she's gonna spew, just take her out back.
Oh, she can handle her stuff.
Huh? I would.
A little fried food is gonna be good for her. He sends you out with a plate full for her.
Yeah, maybe you're right, Barnacle. Well, maybe we could talk to somebody in Nerdstand to help, uncover the truth of what happened to you. Maybe they would recognize this and, happening to someone else, or somehow be able to unlodge this hidden memory in your mind. Something like that. We'll find you help.
Help me out.
Remember what happened. That way you can know the truth. I'm not saying to change it back. You're making this work. But, it would be good to know, wouldn't you want to know? And not live in blackness.
I mean,
guess.
I mean, like, you have no memory of them trying to get information out of you or anything like that?
Yeah, they wanted information.
I don't think we ever talked about this. Did you tell them what we were doing? No?
Shall I put her finger up to Killian's lips?
Wow. Oh, right. This is Well, if you were as stonewalled as you are right now, then they got nothing from you. That's for sure.
I'm afraid they would have to try harder to get something from Serafina. I've known her for 20 years, and you see how difficult it is for me.
Well, regardless, we're just glad that you're safe, and there's clearly no lasting mental trauma from anything that happened.
Clearly.
Everything is A-okay.
I mean, you don't think this is working?
No, you look great.
I love the way when you rubbed your hands over your face, it kind of like made noise off the scales, so it's like your own musical instrument.
I could do ASMR.
What is that?
Make money from that. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
What
You
is
need
that?
to keep up.
What does that stand for?
Is that like a
I don't
Nerdistan thing?
I don't remember.
You don't remember?
You said it.
I don't remember.
You brought it up.
Well, what is
Just
it?
because I know the word doesn't mean I know what it stands for.
But what does it entail? This
Oh,
ASMR.
it's like you make noises, and people like this. Squeak.
They pay you to make
Ooh,
noises.
who would pay for something like that?
Strange.
You said you like that. You just said you liked it. Are you lying to me?
I just meant that close to my ear. It was a little off-putting.
It's good.
It's good.
Can't deny it. I think eventually Hattie comes down and says, I went ahead and saved y'all a room. We're pretty full tonight, but we got one room y'all can share if you need somewhere to crash. Looks at Serafina, who's like tapping on different glasses, making ASMR.
I'm like
We do it.
scratching.
We do appreciate that, Hattie. I think we might take you up on that.
All right. Everybody takes a long rest. Some of you less restful than others because Serafina keeps waking up and doing ASMR whispers in her sleep.
Oh god.
Hello.
Stop.
Trying to sleep.
Freaking us out.
Okay. Marway, go ahead as the morning approaches and Benji gently brings you out of your dream sleep. You can go ahead and take off one more point of exhaustion. How many does that leave you with?
2.
Beautiful. A dream. And having been in the time chamber, for you it was overnight. For Bula, it's been a couple hours. So you can come out and sort of it's like the middle of the night. You can fit more sleeps in this same night, while the rest of your gang are off sleeping into Zenkin, sleeping off drunken Serafina. Below you see Benji and Marway emerge. But Marway looking, again, incrementally better than he did when you last saw him a couple hours ago and put him in that room. Is there anything, Bula, do you want to try and go to sleep? It's probably like 1 a.m., 2 a.m. at this point for you. But Marway, you're feeling well rested. You can get some stuff done if you want to, or you can just go right back into the time chamber and get some more sleep. However you guys want to proceed.
I think Bula's been in the hot springs so long that she is just so pruned all over. She looks like a 400-year-old orc at this point. But she is well relaxed, and she, of course, has had some snacks out of her bag, and I think she's going to just kind of check in with Marway. Just, well, you look a little better rested. It's working, I guess.
It is. It was a very lovely dream.
That's nice. Well, I guess that's about time that I get some rest, unless you need me, or you think somebody's going to bother you, or...
No, I think I should be fine. I think we're going to have Benji take a nap in the chamber, and then in an hour or so, I'll go back to sleep again.
All right.
Into the dreaming.
That sounds like a plan to me. I think I'm and she like kind of stretches and just so pruny just so pruny. I just feel good. I just feel real relaxed right now. So I think I'm just gonna go on ahead and head to bed.
All
And
right.
she says so.
Good night.
She just kind of falls on the floor, just kind of like, I'm gonna take a nap right here. And she's like, I'm just gonna go to sleep. She slides down the wall and just starts
Right there on
snoring.
the stone floor.
Yeah.
Marway's gonna spend the next 2 hours while Benji is sleeping trying to drag Bula up to the room. Slowly but surely.
Just dangling food when you get to the stairs because you can't possibly physically pull her up the stairs. She's just crawling along after the smell of a drumstick. Okay. All right, and the night doth pass. And you're all able to get more nights of sleep. I think Marway, your next dream with Benji, he sort of takes you somewhere a little bit more fun. It seems there's like a traveling circus that came across the eastern continent, so he takes you to a traveling circus. You see all kinds of fun animals. You see a blue pocket-sized, what looks like a fox Highland cow hybrid of some kind that does little bits of fire magic. You see a pony-sized rabbit that they're giving pony rides to all the children on. You watch the aerial show. You watch like the trapeze artists do their thing. Benji sort of takes you through this memory on a bit of a carnival date, and wins you a large little like unicorn plushie in a ring toss game. And you have another very pleasant dream while the rest of the group gets their long rest. I think Seraphina, go ahead and roll me a constitution check, see how your hangover is as morning comes in real time. And Marwa, you can take off one more point of exhaustion.
I want y'all to know this is the lowest my exhaustion's been since like episode 20.
Oh my gosh.
Nice.
Bonkers.
Seraphina has a 9.
Yeah, you're pretty hungover next morning. What would Seraphina have been drinking at the bar?
I just imagine champagne cocktails.
Champagne cocktails, yeah, they were sugary.
Classic at the Buoyant Banshee.
Yeah, oh yeah, buoyant as heck. They give you a buoyant bourbon and champagne. Yeah, you have a pretty splitting headache, and the light is way too bright in this bedroom when you guys all wake up in the same room.
Killian like opens the blinds. Ah, rise and shine, everyone. Time to greet the day. How about a nice morning jog? Anyone? Ados? Seraphina?
Absolutely not. Close the blinds.
Alright, I guess it's just me. Unless, Seraphina?
You never give me
Seraphina.
my chicken.
You could see the plate of food on the floor that I kept eating. You absolutely gave her last night while she was blacked out.
Who ate this?
You did.
Not
You
true.
wouldn't let us have any of it. Said, don't touch my chicken. So we didn't.
Here, I'll take Glitterbell out for a walk, I suppose.
When you say walk, she like perks up, starts wagging her tail.
Her nose starts going, like you can see she knows the plate of half-eaten chicken is there. She's trying so hard not to just grab it off the plate. But she really wants to go for that walk. She's got to go potty.
Yeah, I'll take Glitterbell out.
Close the blinds before you go.
No, and I just leave.
Oh my gosh. Seraphina's gonna cast Mage Hands to close the blinds.
Very nice. The mage hand is just so shaky. Okay. You all into Zenkin start your day. Marway, did you want to try and get one more night of sleep in this previous night?
Sure, might as well. We might as well bust through as many as possible. I imagine for Marway, it'd be like, 8-hour sleep, step out of the time chamber, do like 2 hours of random bits while Benji's sleeping, and then hop right back in. Because at this point, relaxation is not relaxing. It is a duty. I have to be relaxed. I must be rested because I have things to do.
Yes, yes. You are the most productive rester in the whole world. It is not laziness, it is productive.
It is on a strict schedule.
Yes. And Benji's being a trooper. He's getting in his naps that you just have to leave him for an hour or two, and he's able to get pretty well rested in the meantime so that he can stay up and give you your next 8-hour dream, essentially, in the time chamber. This time he takes you to like a lakeside, where you can see there's a bunch of like docks and a little like sandy beach. And it seems like a bunch of like villagers come here in the hottest days of summer and have a swim in the lake and hang out on the beach. And some people take out rowboats and are fishing out on the lake or just swimming in the deeper water. And he takes you out for a lake day in your dream. And in it, you get to eat some really delicious like fresh cucumber salad. And even though it's a dream, he really like ups the taste, and this sort of like vinegary dressing on it is so nice and fresh and cold in this hot sun. And the sensations of the dream are all sort of heightened. As you could tell, it's another memory of his that he's pulling from, but making sure he tries to make it feel real and fun for you and also relaxing, which is what both of your duty is, making you feel relaxed. And you can go ahead and drop another point of exhaustion. We're well on our way.
I am exhaustion free, which I have not been since like episode 5.
Wow.
That's big.
Oh.
I don't have to subtract from all my dice rolls anymore, unless I'm rolling athletics. But other than that...
The bags under
Wonderful,
Marway's
big
eyes
boy.
disappear. Magically.
the eye bags are gone. His skin is looking like rejuvenated. I think he's got a little bit of that pep in his step that he, used to have.
Yeah. Bula. You wake up in your room, a little bit confused how you got there because you were so relaxed. But you do see you did finish a chicken drumstick in your sleep. You're just holding the bone. All slept clean of marrow. And you wake up to the sound of bells down at the harbor of Barak Forge. And would you like to look out the window, see what's going on?
Sure. What in dang tarnation and so early and
Yeah.
Looks out the window.
This is not a busy harbor. The only boats that really come and go from here are Barak Forge's own. So it's very easy to spot the flag that has, it's like very fresh and crisp looking, blowing in the wind, a massive flag that someone has sewn. And it's a dark gray background with a large yellow flower pattern. And then a sort of like symbol of like a large axe, a chain whip, and a white pastel dragon, all sort of in the arrangement of like a coat of arms kind of thing. And that is your guys' ship pulling into the harbor, and why the bells are ringing. Too far away to see the people on it, but you can spot one taller, broader, possibly half dragonish figure up in the crow's nest.
Possibly half dragonish. So she immediately, it takes her a minute to recognize um, the flag. And when she does, she's like, she starts like wiping the drool off her face just a little bit, and you know, repositioning things, making sure her axe is very shiny. She does the whole, you know, sniffs her breath thing, almost knocks her out, goes, it's fine, whatever. And then she, I think she's gonna kind of run downstairs to shovel in breakfast very quickly before they come in, because, you know, she can't be hungry. She has to be at her best.
Yeah, your stomach can't be growling while you're helping.
No, that's
get
not
your ship
cute.
ready. No.
I mean, not that she wants to be cute for any reason, obviously. But yeah.
I guess Bula's eating. Moraway is just gonna enter like, Bula! Bula, Bula! Do you see? The ship is here. Do you know what that means?
Well, I mean, it means that our ship is here, which we need to go to the places we're supposed to go and stuff.
He's gonna like slide his journal across like the table to her, and it's like already open to all of his romance notes that he had taken from everyone, just in case you need a little refresher. Tell me, are you excited? Are you ready?
Am I excited? Am I excited for what? We're just gonna, you know, like pack the ship and stuff. I mean, I like good physical hard labor. So yes.
I heard from Serafina that you and Varmox might think each other are cute.
Well, Serafina is just spewing frog slime out of rear end then, because I don't know what she's talking about.
Okay, if you say so, but I am going to leave these notes for you, just in case you need a little refresher. You never know when the man of your dreams is going to show up.
Man of my dreams. I don't need these blasted notes. I don't know what you're talking about. She's actively shoving food into her mouth as she's grumbling the whole time. And just absolutely trying to not look you in the eye for any reason.
He's like, you know that thing that like kids do while they're like actively move themselves into your line of sight?
She's gonna flick some kind of breakfast potato at your forehead.
Alright, well, if you say you don't need them, and he's gonna slowly pull the journal back. Close it very slowly, just in case you change your mind. Put it in his bag.
There's at this point like no more food on the table in front of you. You're like looking at the cooks and they're like, we can't give you all the food.
Well, I guess if breakfast is over, then we better get on about our day. No point in dilly-dallying and whatnot.
Alright, let's go to the
Hours
ship.
in a day. Okay.
He's gonna grab her by the arm. So much more energy than he's had for so long. And he's ready to use every ounce of it.
Benji meets you all at the big arched sort of main entrance to Barak Forge, like to the mountain itself, and you can go out into the the like village in the valley below, in the mountain valley, just where the sort of northern harbor is on the bay. And the harbor is, you know, like I said, not busy, but you see the little bit of commotion. You see some gnomes and a couple giants helping unload empty crates from your ship and load up some full supply crates and food and things that you can see. Varmox is sort of like standing there. He's wearing like spectacles on the end of his half-dragon nose and is like holding a clipboard and marking down everything coming on and off the ship, making sure they have everything that they need. He doesn't notice you all walking down yet because he's pretty diligently checking everything that's coming in and chatting with the locals.
I think at this point, you said we're carrying boxes and stuff.
You can be, yeah.
Yeah.
You can kind of start helping. Yeah, you can see that Barak Forge has brought down some supplies to put on the ship, and Varmox seems to be having a conversation, just like on the gangplank, sort of out of the way, talking to like a giant, and he seems to be having a conversation about like what sort of weaponry they want to put on board, that they want to like load up while they're here in Barak Forge.
Okay. She's going to adjust her ample magic topside and carry some boxes, and then she's also going to make sure that her axe perfectly shined and beautiful is just
Gleaming in the sun.
tilted so it'll catch the sunlight. And then she's going to start moving that way confidently with an armload of boxes, and at the last minute move them in front of her face completely, just like skitter past.
Okay, roll a stealth check again for Mox's perception.
That is not going to go well. Oh gosh. Okay. Oh, 19.
He only got a 16. So you do manage to catch him, and then you walk past him, and you can tell he's still just like in conversation about like whether they want like a ballista or a scorpion to be put on board, what they have room for, what they can carry. But then you hear as you walk past, now that's an ass I'll never forget.
She immediately trips and drops the boxes and almost just goes completely ass over tea kettle.
He at this point realizes you're you. And he says, as I said, unforgettable. Bula, how fare you?
Oh, good and stuff. Been lifting things and killing stuff, and you know, how are you? You're looking big.
You've been keeping your axe and your countenance well honed, haven't you? And you can tell he's got like the pirate shirt like open to the navel. Big old dragon pecs. Just gleaming in the sun.
Dan, you said dragon pecs. Now she's got like not a lot going on.
It's just TV static in your head.
A little bit. And she's like, there's a whole lot of things we need to get on the ship to be ready. I'm gonna go get those. And she skitters back off the boat. She
You hear
didn't even
holler
put
after you.
away the things
So
that she
you all stay ready. As you take off.
If whatever shade of green she normally is, it is a much redder shade of green. She throws over like over her shoulder like a thumbs up. What's wrong with me?
Benji leans in and goes, well, I think that went pretty well.
Was I this
Typical
bad
trait.
when we first met?
What'd you say, Marlon?
Was I this bad when we first met?
Benji says, well, when you and I first met, you weren't bad at all.
Wow. That was cool.
He just like very smugly like turns away and like goes to take his crate and put it with some of the crew members and start saying hi to some of the people he knows from his home that joined your crew. Leaving
Lilith
you
was
two
just
kind of
a
on your
little
own.
bit better about herself after that giggle that Marway just gave. She's like, all right.
This is a very flirty episode.
Oh my gosh. she gets more stuff, and she just tries to get as much at a time as she can, so that she looks real strong. As she's moving these boxes and actually putting them away, and she kind of gets a little bit lost in the
hustle,
the physical labor. Thankfully, to keep her mind occupied and off those dang dragon pecks. So she kind of gets lost in the actually getting stuff done and getting the ship stocked up for what she knows is going to be a major undertaking.
Yeah. Okay. Then my last kind of question, as the couple of hours pass, and you've checked and triple checked all the supplies that have been loaded up, based on what your crew said that they used and not used as much. I believe, Bula, did you sign up? I don't know where I wrote it down, but I wrote down what all jobs you guys wanted to take on the ship. I think you were the bosun, if I remember right.
No, I was just looking. I think Bula went quartermaster.
I don't remember either.
Yeah, was she quartermaster?
Because I did.
Quartermaster, yes.
I did like bosun / quartermaster. So
Yeah.
Bula's also quartermaster.
Cool. So yeah. So Bula, you've and I believe you did a little bit of training in it too. So you feel like you have your head above water doing this. You're able to get stock of who's on board, how things have been going, and you guys are about ready to go. But you can see Irbessa has come down and is talking to Captain Varmox, and sort of waves you over, and sees Maraway as well and waves you over too. So Benji sort of follows. She says, "Your ship is quite a feat of handiwork. It appears to be like new. You haven't had it in battle, have you?"
I don't think we've had a chance for it to be in battle yet. We've been mostly preparing, but I think she's looking pretty good.
She's a fine ship. Well, we've enjoyed having you in Barak Forge for many reasons. Not just that you all are a likable bunch, but that you have improved our quality of life here and possibly helped us convince Thorgun to open their gates a bit more to the outside world. That being said, we owe you a debt of kindness, a debt of gratitude, so we have some masterwork ship weaponry here. I can see you've already loaded up some of the essentials, but is there anything in particular you would like me to have the crafters bring up? We'd be happy to give you a gift as long as you do a little advertising for our masterworks here while you're out and about.
Oh, this would have been a great time for Killian to be here.
That's what I was just thinking.
Hold on, let me send for a sender. Hold on 1 minute. And she sends one of the crew members inside to find someone, and a giantess comes out. She seems to be in like mage robes, and she very calmly says, "You would like a message sent? A bit of a long distance communication, yes?"
Yes, I think it would be a good idea to ask Killian if they can think of anything else that we would need. I mean, he usually handles
Easily enough
that kind of
done.
stuff.
And Irbessa and her sort of have a back and forth about what Killian's like, where he is. She sort of gets the information she needs to be able to reach out to him. And she says, "So you would like me to send him a message asking what sort of specific weaponry, if any, that you would like us to add to the ship? Is that correct?"
Yeah, that'd be great. It's basically the magical version of Go Ask Your Dad.
Easy enough. And Irbessa sort of gives her some options. And so, Killian, you're going to get are you out for your morning jog, I'm guessing? As the sun is coming in.
I don't know how much time's passed necessarily. I would figure after Seraphina and Eidos both woke up, I would assume we probably would make our way back to that teleporter circle to head back to Barak Forge. I don't know.
Okay, great. So
I don't think there's anything else really needing to be done here. I don't know.
I agree. Yeah.
As you're all walking to the teleportation circles, Killian, you get a message in your head. An unknown, sort of large-voiced woman saying, "I am delivering a message from your compatriot Bula. They would like to know what sort of weaponry you would like to put on your ship. You may respond to this message.
Killian's just gonna look. Did anyone hear that? No, that was just me. Okay, that was just me.
Sophia just had like giant sunglasses on in her hood. She's like, "What?"
Well, I think Varmox has arrived in Barak Forge. I just got a message wanting to talk about the ship.
I bet Bula's really liking that.
I bet. Maybe
No,
we
she
should
is.
maybe make haste and head back to Barak Forge to see the action in person.
Time to take care of business, I'm afraid.
Killian will
Think they're making
just.
flirty eyes.
Oh, absolutely. Killian will just like respond to the message. We're
Like a
on our
Secret
way.
Service.
We're on our way. We'll be back shortly, and we can talk in person.
Okay. Back on the ship deck, the giantess says, your compatriots seem to be on their way here now, so they should be here momentarily after the walk down from the teleportation room. And Urbessa sort of gives her a nod and says, okay, well, that solves that, so we'll just wait a few minutes, and why don't we all walk up to the armory and you can all take a look together there. We'll meet them at the teleportation room.
Sounds like a plan to me. I'm always up for looking at weapons.
Okay. Okay. Killian, you and your gang all make your way back to the teleportation circles in the woods and pop right back through from Tuzenkin to the now familiar teleportation room in Barak Forge, where you can see, as soon as the sort of teleportation light fades, you see your companions all standing there. Bula and Marway and Urbessa and Benji, and a couple of Urbessa's tinkerers are all in the room looking excited to see you. You all see Seraphina and Killian and Ado standing in the teleportation circle that is just deactivated, and Seraphina looking shady.
Just get
But the other two looking no worse for wear.
giant sunglasses on.
Bula can just
Darling.
absolutely, she knows, she reaches into her bag and pulls out more chicken and just hands it to her.
She doesn't take it. She just opens her mouth like she wants you to feed her.
Bula's like, yeah. She just like kind of tosses it at your face.
Does Killian notice how Marway looks?
Roll a perception check. Or a medicine check would do.
18.
Yeah, he looks fresh. He looks like his old self.
All right. Yeah, Killian will just kind of greet everyone and Marway, you look so well rested. I guess.
Well, yes, you see, we went into the time chamber, and then Benji, we've been dreaming together, so I don't have the nightmares, and now I'm ready to go.
Oh well, I'm glad to hear what Benji had planned for you worked out. But what's this about weaponry on a ship?
Urbessa says, well, we wanted to gift you, we have a limited supply of magical and arcane technology weaponry made for naval combat. So if you follow me, I can take you to the armory and show you the best that we have. We're happy to give you one or two splendid items for you to use on your adventures.
Wonderful.
Oh, can we substitute it for a spa?
We don't have to substitute. I think we could work out some sort of way to make you a steam room and a sort of hot bathtub, if that will do.
If I remember correctly, that was on Seraphina's original wish list.
That's number one.
That was a writer, yeah.
Easily done. She sends off one of her tinkerers to just get started on that. That says use the northeast cabin and turn it into that.
It's the first one, okay.
You said it was the most important. I have to take
That's
your word
true.
for it. I must assume there is some mechanical need for this. It's not my job task. Why? It's my job to get it done. And she leads the rest of you out to the armory, which is just sort of built into like a smaller like stone domed room where you can see they have a lot of like just general weaponry, normal kinds of cannons, crossbows, all the things you can think of that they might be making in a forge. But also she takes you into a back chamber through a large velvet curtain that she pulls aside. You can see some incredible pieces of like mechanical masterwork here with different arcane runes carved into them. She says, I have some different sort of options here for you, and I can't give you everything we have because I don't want to bankrupt our entire process here, but we have some very interesting things. She shows you this like large, it's sort of like turned on its flat side, but it looks like a dragon's head with the two front claws up and wings out either side. And it's like maybe like 8 feet tall. And it seems to be like bowed on the flat side. She says this is a figurehead, and it was supposed to just be decorative, but we don't do just decorative here. And it's like been not painted red, but it seems to have been like almost inlaid with like ruby looking gemstones all over it. So it just sparkles with this deep red brilliance all over it, this like dragon's head. She says, this is one of my favorite figureheads that we've worked on. It's not only beautiful to look upon, but it can cast a sort of, if you've heard of the spell Burning Hands, it can make a cone of fire from the mouth. And she activates one of the runes on it with a like verbal component. And it blasts hot air up into the chamber and the like spreads across the roof in a big cone of fire from the mouth. Like fire breathing dragon.
Yeah, how far out does it go? Can we tell?
In this room it'd be hard to tell because it like hits the ceiling and spreads. So, but the ceiling is like a good 20 feet high, so you could guess it's like 20 to 30 feet distance out in front of you. Maybe 50 feet, depending. She says, this is a handy piece. And she takes you over. She says, we've given you 2 cannons, 2 basic cannons, but it's the ammunition that you can upgrade here. And she shows you, she holds up like this glass orb, and it's got like active lightning shooting around inside, like one of those like balls that you touch and it makes your hair go up and the lightning comes to your fingers. And then she holds up one that seems to be like frosted over with ice, like caked in ice on the inside. And then she shows you one that has just like fire inside, just like it seems to be like endlessly burning fire inside these glass orbs. She said you could use these as they're essentially just like elemental orbs basically that you can fire from it to do different amounts of lightning, fire, or cold damage in a big radius. These are handy. We also have these with worm salt in them, which is especially useful against dragons. I don't know how often you find yourself fighting dragons, but worm salt is quite toxic to them. So that's a good way to sort of bring down a dragon to a more manageable level.
Oh my gosh, glitter, Serafina like picks up glitter bell.
Yeah, Glitter is like, gives it a sniff and is like, like a cat. She says, the last thing we have here, she shows you this, looks like a big like harpoon blaster, but you don't see the harpoon in it. She says this is an air harpoon blaster. It's a pneumatic harpoon, and it utilizes pressurized air on the inside to fire a harpoon of air essentially that will blast another ship or a large creature or an aberration in place. It sort of locks it down for you and keeps it within a certain distance of your ship.
What's the range on that one?
This one can fire 300 feet. And then it can be used to pull in. She like flips a switch and you can see the air just like blasts and like actively like puts a big old like hole in the wall. And then the wall starts to shake as she flips another switch and it starts pulling the wall toward you, and then she stops it and she's like, that's maybe not the best idea. But as you can see, it's quite handy if you need to bring something in close.
Is the harpoon like on a wheels or like a track of any kind, or is it need to be mounted in a certain way?
It is on wheels, and it could be utilized by 2 people. Like, it could be moved by 2 people and shot by 1. So if you wanted to move it, 2 people could easily, 2 normal-sized humans could move it, and then 1 person can stand and fire it and it doesn't like need to reload because it's just like a blast of magical air that like latches on and pulls things in.
Okay.
Seems
So you
like
can only
most-
use it like one tether at a time, basically.
Yeah.
seems
So,
like most useful.
yeah. So, how many of these items are you willing to provide us with?
She says, of these 3 items, I would be happy to part with 2 for everything you've done for us.
Oh,
Well,
So you could take the modified cannonballs, like in a variety of the different elements. You could take the pneumatic harpoon. You can take the red dragon figurehead. You just have to pick 2 of those 3 items.
well,
You could also, if you have enough money, you could also just straight up buy. For a lot of money. These are masterworks.
how much money? How much is that dragon?
We have that priced at 4 platinum.
Oh, yeah, I guess that's a lot of money. Sure.
The elemental orbs I would give you for 1 platinum each. If you want to just buy those separately. Pneumatic harpoon is only going to be 2 platinum.
Is a platinum 100 gold?
100 gold. Yeah.
Oh, okay, that's actually not as bad as I thought. Well, I say, my vote's for sure the harpoon.
yeah.
Maybe the cannonballs?
What are the damage capabilities of these cannonballs compared to regular cannonballs?
Each one will do 3d12 of burning in a 20-foot radius, or 3d12 of whatever its effect is. So 3d12 lightning damage, 3d12 fire damage, or 3d12 cold damage in a 20-foot radius once it explodes.
Okay. And then, does the dragon head have a damage dice amount?
Yes, the dragon head is 6d10 fire damage.
60-10.
But you got to get pretty close.
Yeah, it's she explains it can go up to 70 feet distance.
Oh, the dragon head? That's much bigger
Yeah.
than what I thought.
Did you? And you said the cannonball upgrade is 100 gold.
To
So-
get just like each individual cannonball, like to buy 1 at a time, it's gonna be 100 gold. Yeah.
Oh, each individual cannonball is 100 gold.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Or I'll say she'll cut you a deal. She'll give you 3 for 100 gold.
Okay.
Hmm.
Well, I've got 3,700 gold. Not bragging. That's a lot of cannonballs.
3,700? Where'd you get all that money?
3,700. I have no idea.
You guys found a
Like
treasure
animals.
somewhere.
I mean,
Oh,
I
really?
also have like 143 gold and then roughly 10,000 gold worth of gems.
My God, you little hoarders. Well, I mean, I'm pretty partial to that harpoon as well. I think that would be quite the good addition to the ship. And I kind of like the dragon head figure. Do you think we could maybe make it white?
Certainly, we can replace the gemstones with whatever you prefer. We're not using actual precious gems on it, so those aren't exactly worth much. They're essentially all just colored quartz. But we could replace it with white, silver.
I think
Whatever
we
you
want to. I think we want to make it look just like her, and I'm just gonna rub Glitterbell's head.
Oh, we have some artisans who would love that. She immediately calls for some artisans, and they not only note that she has like white scales, but they start pulling out like pastel pieces of quartz in many different colors, so that it kind of has that iridescent glow that Glitterbell has, and that Seraphina also has at this point.
Well, I think.
And they start picking off the gemstones that are already on it one by one and replacing them.
Yeah. Well, I
We
think
can have this
those.
done in a few hours.
I think those two for sure, and then we could just procure the cannonballs if since we have the funds for it.
Easily enough done. How many cannonballs would you like to buy?
Killian empties his pockets and moths come out. So.
We'll say 3 for 100.
You want one of each flavor, if you will?
Yeah, did you say 3 for 100?
Yes.
Okay. And by the way, it's from selling my circlet of persuasion. I just looked it up. It's like, how did I get all this money?
That's right. That's right.
That's a bad move.
That's a pretty good trait.
Yeah. I will take 3 of each.
Good play.
Okay.
And those 4 types.
There was lightning, fire, and cold. So there's 3 types.
And then there's a worm
Or
salt one.
Oh, and worm salt. Yeah.
Okay.
Feel
So 4
like,
gold.
yeah, I feel like we definitely want the elemental ones. I don't know about the worm salt one. I don't know if we need that many of them. Don't know how many dragons we'll be doing battle with at sea, but best to be prepared.
Hopefully not 2. That's all I'm saying.
Get 2 just in case we miss.
But it's the package deal is 3 for 100. How much is 2?
Or get 3 of them.
Ugh. 66.
Oh, okay, so it's not actually a
66 gold.
package deal. It's just 33 apiece.
Yeah.
I see your tricks. I say, Ado says to the person we're talking to. So, okay, so 366 gold. For 3 Electro Boys, 2 Dragon Boys, 3
Alright.
Fire Boys, and
3
the
ice.
4th kind. 3 ice.
Got it. Okay. They start loading you up while the dragon head gets finished. Then they'll install the dragon head once the color is changed.
Alright, look at that. The ship's coming together. Oh, by the way, everyone, we haven't officially christened the ship with a name, have we?
No, we haven't.
Well, we definitely need to do that before we take her into any sort of danger. Bad luck to
At this-
sail without a ship's name.
At this point, Varmox has joined you since the ship was otherwise loaded up, so he came up to see what you were all working on and give his input. And he overhears you say that, but he goes over to Morroway and he says, "How have you been, son? My cellmate."
Well, I'm doing pretty good. How are you?
I've been enjoying the open sea air and looking forward to our next grand battle.
Oh, yeah, yes, lots of battles for sure. That's probably going to happen pretty soon.
He says, you know, in all the commotion, I'm realizing I haven't had any breakfast. Do you know where the food hall is? Actually, hold on. I believe you promised me a sandwich when we first met."
Unfortunately, I don't know if I can get you a sandwich here, but they do have teleportation circles that could take us down to Zenkin, and then I could get you that. No, the sandwich you wanted was in Nerdistan, so we could go there and get you a sandwich.
I believe I was told that's our next heading. Perfect. I am hungry. He looks over at Bula.
She immediately starts to like rifle through to see if she has any sandwiches in her bag. It's mostly just various meats. So she takes like 2 types of meat and puts a different type of meat in between. And it's like, it's close enough, and hands it to him.
2 ribeye steaks with a chicken leg in the middle. This is an incredible kind of sandwich.
As this is happening, Seraphina like lowers her sunglasses to kind of like observe the 2 of them to see what kind of vibes she gets. And there's like heavy bags under her eyes.
He takes a big bite, but it's all direct eye contact with Bula as he takes the biggest bite of this sandwich and just rips the meat and starts chewing, and he's just smirking at her, chewing this big old bite of meat. Full eye contact.
Her knees start to quiver just a little bit.
It's a sexual tension on rye.
Did mustard just land on his exposed pecs?
He,
Oh my gosh. Bula can tell that they're staring just a little too intently, and she just cannot look away.
but one of the artisans that's putting the gemstones onto your figurehead says, Well, if you're speaking about a name, let us know while you're here, and we can paint it on the side for you.
Okay. Well, anyone have any ideas as to a good name for this fine ship?
Seraphina's still like a little bit drunk, and she'll just yell out, "Freedom sandwich!" And just put her sunglasses back on.
Varmox says, "That is what you promised me. That was the sandwich."
Was it? I don't totally remember. It was so long ago.
Well, as
What,
far
you
as I'm
want to call our
concerned,
ship a freedom sandwich?
as far as I'm concerned, if you do, and you've made me captain, that would call our debt paid.
Well, that works for me.
Freedom sandwich? Ado says, "Oh boy," and just kind of turns away.
I guess that is a name for something.
Asked and answered.
Bula's still just like intently staring. She's like, yeah, sexy sandwich. Uh-huh.
No.
Freedom sandwich. Freedom sandwich. Yep.
All right. Arsons, can you put freedom sandwich on the side of the ship, please?
One of them leans into the other and says, "Humans have strange culture."
Well, Seraphina,
We'll take
Seraphina, what font are we using?
Oh shit, that's so funny. I was just thinking about fonts.
Ados, you went to that school. What font should we use?
Ados was,
Seraphina decided the name. You can pick the font.
Ados was absolutely pretending to not care about the font, but as soon as you start talking to him about it, he says, "Okay." He spins around. Absolutely sans serif. We want to go ultra modern, ultra sleek. We want to be imposing and stylish when we come up on another ship. So, how about what's the font? A Cinzel. Wait. Actually, that's got a serif. Hold on. That's it. Please no serif. Please no serif.
It has tiny serifs, I think. Yeah.
Oh, a little nod to one's history isn't bad. Since all day.
I'm just gonna like look over to Seraphina. It's like, I've never seen Ados more passionate about anything ever than this font.
The artisans are so excited about this typeface. It's a good one.
He's a font nerd.
It was my favorite class.
Just fonts. Font class.
Font 101.
Okay. And fast forward an hour or two, and you all are watching the final piece of weaponry, the now white and glimmering dragon figurehead being attached to the front of your ship, and looking glorious in the light, freshly painted. All of your supplies on board, your crew getting ready to sail. We're gonna take a quick break. Wow, you guys got a ship and it has a name. That's so exciting.
Mm-hmm.
The
Okay.
maiden voyage of the Freedom Sandwich.
Smash that champagne glass. Okay, we're gonna come back in about 15 minutes, so be back here at 5 till the hour. So, 8:55 Central Time, 9:55 Eastern Time. We'll be back to finish off this session of Dion Rising. Come on back, see where we're heading next. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, Adventure Party people. Let's do this thing. You guys have acquired yourself a ship and some badass weaponry to put on it, and a nice little spa in one of the cabins. Very important. Very importantly. The ship is ready for launch. Is there anything else you have to do before you leave Barak? Before I let you move on?
Sexton.
What?
You need
Do we
one?
have?
Sextant? Oh, like a compass? Like a navigating by the stars kind of device?
I knew what you meant.
Yeah.
You
I think
definitely have a sextant on board. Yeah, Varmox has mastered using the sextant for sure.
Because Ados was practicing being a navigator, and there was a lot of talk about sextants, but nobody pointed at something and said that is the sextant. So I think that he's a little doesn't really know. It's just he knows we need one.
Yeah, Varmox shows you where it is. Yeah, and it's a nice one. They replaced like the stock version with a nice little mechanical version that the gnomes at Barak Forge gave you.
Edo says, sextant. Yeah, of course, sextant.
Yeah, you know what that is. He's like, yeah, you know how to use this, and he leaves you to it. You tell me where to go, and I'll get us there.
Eidos kind of takes the lip of it and spins it.
He plays with it?
Just to give it a little spin, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. He's up on the poop deck.
Are we just in general, are we like at the docks right now?
Yeah.
Is like
Unless you don't want to be. You tell me. You have freedom.
I was gonna say,
You have a freedom sandwich.
we got freedom sandwich and we got personal freedom. All right. So I was just wondering, are there like a ton of people around? Like, is there like dock workers, our crew, all that kind of stuff?
Most of the people who were helping load you up, the crew, like have gone inside. You've got your crew sort of milling about, just waiting for you guys to give them their heading and get ready to take off. But you can find like quiet space. A lot of the people from Barak Forge have left and sort of left you to it.
Yeah. So I'll just kind of gather everyone together and just say, so, what's our next heading? Are we heading to Nerdistan? Are we heading there with the ship, or are we teleporting there? Eidos, you said you had a linked to that circle, didn't you, or no?
I do. I did learn that one.
I think we need to take the ship.
Oh,
Why do we need... How long is the trip?
It's like half a day. You're across the bay from Nerdistan.
I mean, it's not... Yeah, you're right, Bula. It's not that far. We haven't really ridden on the ship much.
Yeah, I mean,
Maybe
we
it's
have a
nice.
ship. We've named the ship. We might as well use it, right?
yeah. I
Well,
mean,
let's
That's
ride
all
the
I
ship.
meant.
You seem very passionate about the ship. Let's take the ship.
we did just name it. We should ride it if we just named it.
If you name it, ride it.
Exactly.
That's about ships.
It's well
And I
known
will
that
as
they
the
say
DM,
that.
You can spend some time. You can spend this half a day, 3/4 of a day travel, becoming better at your particular jobs on the ship too.
Okay.
Well,
Learning how to use a sextant, for instance, if you didn't know already, just
I mean,
as an
I
example.
totally know, but it wouldn't hurt to kind of refresh for sure. But yeah, let's take the ship. The Freedom Sandwich to Nerdistan. Tally ho.
Seraphina kind of like pulls down her sunglasses. She's all like bleary eyed. I forgot my ship job.
You didn't take a
Is
ship
it
job.
activities? Oh yes.
You chose sunbathing.
Oh yeah.
Well, you're more like the program coordinator for the fun activities on the ship.
Okay.
She's the cruise director.
She like puts up her sunglasses.
The director of ship hospitality.
And smiles contentedly.
Oh no, you're backseat driving the rigger.
Oh,
That's on the side. That's on the side.
Sorry, that's in quotation marks. Apologies.
I forgot. Yeah, I kept like making snide comments about the rigger. His job.
All right,
Do
so
you
what's
you
up?
have the list? Sorry, wrong pipe. Do you have the list of who was doing what job? I cannot find it. I'm doing Control F and not having a look. I know I wrote it down somewhere, but I may have actually physically wrote it down. Or if
Yeah.
anybody has it, if you could just drop it in our Discord, just so I have it too.
Fire away.
I'm sure it's here
I'm
somewhere. In my...
Typed it with
Notebook.
his font.
Oh yeah, I found my handwritten notes. Sort of. Bubbles the Peregrine Falcon. My favorite thing about D&D is finding just a single standalone note and not knowing what the heck it means. Okay.
That's
Doesn't
just my entire life.
Yeah. Okay, thank you. I got it. Okay, you all take off for Nerdistan, just across the bay. You should be arriving within 7 hours, give or take, with this wind at your back, blowing you across. And you have some time if anybody wants to take the time to do a roll for your particular job. You're welcome to do so, and you can that'll give you some different advantages and things as you go forward, if you decide to. Otherwise, you can spend this 6 or 7 hours doing whatever else you might need to be doing. For instance, flirting with the captain.
Under her breath, Bula says, "I'd like to name the captain."
If you name it.
He will come. I mean, like, walking toward you. Come on, guys.
Get the head out of the gutter.
Come on, guys.
You're gonna have to walk the plank if you keep talking like that.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so you said
Get all
we
wet.
we could roll what for our abilities? Golly.
Roll to ride.
Guys, you get your minds out of the gutter. You're on the ocean. You're gonna get a little wet. Okay. I would. If you are rolling for like working your jobs on the ship, you can argue how you want to do that and give me a roll that you want to do, or I will say that you can do a general survival check or a performance check, or an investigation check to like be really like actively learning, studying. So you could do one of those three, or you could argue me a different way that you would get your job done. And just for the people watching, we've got Bula as the quartermaster. The captain is Varmox, the Unsevered the Third. Varmox the Severed the Third, sorry. Oh, you know who I forgot is on ship? Who's just been sitting down below decks reading this whole time? Good friend, old friend, weird looking, Yurika Fellshade, Dark Down herself.
Yep.
So I don't know if any of you would go looking for her, but that is someone who I, as a DM, just remembered is on board. Yes, but she, Dark Down, Yurika, is the sort of second in command quartermaster, alongside Bula. The navigator job is sort of open. For now, you just have a crew member doing that job, but Eidos is learning how to do it as well. The first mate is sort of open, but I believe Seraphina is sort of taking that over as sort of the HR, people relations. Yeah, we don't call it HR here, we call it PR because we're all people, not everybody here is human, including Seraphina now. The job of Master Gunner is open. The job of Bosun is open.
No, I'm bosun.
Oh, no, okay, I see. You put in who's who. Okay. Yeah, Killian is the bosun, and other sort of jobs that are being covered by other people, but that you're welcome to sort of like minor in, if you will. You could help with carpentry, you could help with cooking, you could help as the sail rigger, you could help as a deckhand, you could be a powder monkey, helping like learn all these new weapons and machinery. That might be a good job for some of you. Master Gunner, if someone wants to jump into that position, again, that would be working with these new weapons, really learning how they work. I think that like one tinkerer from Barak Forge would have come with you on your ship. Like maybe they already had to travel to Nerdistan to make a deal, but they would have jumped on with you to help train you on how to use these sort of arcane masterwork weapons that you bought. So if someone wanted to work with them to really learn the ins and outs of those things, you're welcome to, or you can try and figure it out on your own with like an Arcana check or something like that. But yeah, you guys tell me what you want to be working on as far as all this goes. And it is in the Discord for the players if you want to look there and see if you have any interest. Otherwise, you can tell me what else you would be doing during this time. I think Benji would jump in. He's useful in a lot of different ways, but he's a people person. So I think he would kind of jump in with Seraphina and start like checking in on the crew. A lot of them are from his sort of Eastern Continent homeland, people you've picked up along the way back when you first got the ship, and sort of populated your crew. So I think he's going to help really make sure they're all doing well, that they've all been paid well, all that kind of stuff. So he would be jumping in, just sort of like making sure the crew is happy and enjoys what they're doing with you.
So can we have more than one job?
Yes, and it would be wise to diversify your skills. And it would be wise to have more than one person be able to do the same job as well. So if two of you want to start working on something together so that you both know, like having more than one person able to work those weapons really well could help give advantage in certain times and places. So yes, absolutely, you can work on more than one job, or you can double up on the same job with someone else if you would want to.
Okay. I think Bula, because obviously she is also the kind of second with Varmox, which I feel like for that one, she could roll athletics, because if she's going to spend that much time with Varmox, she's going to need some athletics. And then she's also going to, I think, powder monkey. So just kind of learn these, learn the weapons. Like, she's not used to long range weapons, and so she does feel a little bit not in her element, but it also goes boom.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And that is, and Bula likes.
And
so,
yeah, Killian would want to jump in with Bula then to learn the new weapons, as he's got like small firearm experience, but not those big ones.
Okay. Do either of you want to take on the role of actual, like, master gunner?
Bula, I feel like, I don't know if that should be, maybe that should be you.
I can, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, she's kind of your melee close combat person, so if you're in a long distance situation, what else would she have to do besides jump on a gun and have advantage in that way?
Yeah. I could definitely do that. It would definitely appeal to her.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like we can both know how to do it, but if
absolutely.
needed.
Yes, of course. Yeah. Yeah,
Sure.
perfect. Okay, I'll have both of you go ahead and roll me. You can argue if you want to roll something else, but to be learning these weapon systems, you're welcome to roll an Arcana, an Investigation, or I'll say Sleight of Hand.
Ooh, I'll do that one.
Yeah, or Bula, if you want to argue
definitely.
something else, how you would use other skills that you have. Sleight of hand for both of you. Cool. Go ahead and roll that for me.
Meh. 13.
That's going to be a 17.
Okay, pretty good. Yeah, Bula, you're not the most arcane person on this group. That being said, 13 is still decent. That's better than a bad roll. So you are able to learn generals of how to operate these things. Like, you're able to, like, really remember where this particular, like, there's a command word to set off the like dragon figurehead. You're able to, like, kind of commit that to memory. You understand how to use these kind of large weapons mechanically, as far as the like the cannons and the harpoon gun. And you do a little bit of practicing with just, like, you have plenty of base normal harpoons and normal cannonballs that you can practice with aiming. Killian, you pick it up pretty quickly. Which sort of weaponry would you be focused on the most with that roll? You're good at all of them. Which one is the most, like, fun for you that you would really excel with?
Good question. Probably, I think I want to, with the harpoon. I think I want to try and get good with that one. Bula can have the
cool.
explodey cannonballs.
Okay,
Yes.
cool. So both of you, because you rolled more than a 10, you both get advantage with any of the weaponry on board. Killian, with the harpoon, you have advantage with, again, all the weapons, including the harpoon, but specifically with the magical components of the harpoon. If you're using the actual air gun part of it, you can add 1d4 to the damage roll. Actually, let's make that 1d6 to the damage rolls whenever you hit with that.
The damage roll for it?
Mm-hmm. It does a little bit of damage when it hits. Yeah, the harpoon does some damage. Yeah, right. So the harpoon not only can stop something and pull it toward you, but that initial hit does some damage.
Okay. Do you know how much it does? Just so I can write it down.
It's 2d10 just piercing damage to whatever you're firing at.
Okay. And then just add a d6 to that damage as well.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Okay. So Bula also wanted to roll for her kind of second in command
Cool.
ability.
Yeah.
Which I still stand by. What did I say? Athletics.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, you can do athletics. I would also let you do like intimidation if you wanted to, but athletics is great. Because that would be you rushing around the deck, making sure everybody's where they need to be, shouting out orders.
Yes, that's exactly what I had in mind when I said that.
For sure, for sure. Keeping up with Varmox's long, lean, but strong legs.
Yes, that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That. Keeping up with his stamina. Being able to go for a long time in battle.
So that's actually going to be a filthy, dirty, nasty 20.
Oh.
Of course it is.
How appropriate.
It's like you drew it up.
Anyways.
Okay. When you and Varmox are working together to give orders in battle, you guys can grant advantage to anybody's next attack roll, including each other.
We'll give each
That's
other
just not
advantage,
just
all
on the
right.
ship. That's if you take him off the ship and you're in any kind of combat situation.
Okay.
You and Varmox can work really well together in that high pressure environment.
How many times, like, per battle?
Let's say 3 per long rest.
Okay.
Okay, what is anybody else also working on? Bula kind of did too, and I think that's fair. So
Okay.
I'll leave that to the rest of you.
Eidos is definitely going to practice navigatoring.
Okay. You can argue a different kind of roll, but I would say that's either going to be a survival, an investigation, or a Arcana check, because you can work magically to figure out your location, where you want to be.
Yeah, I think it's going to be Arcana. Okay. That's a dirty 20.
We love a dirty 20.
Mm-hmm.
Filthy.
Dirty 20.
Nasty, nasty 20.
Okay. For navigating.
No, nasty 20 with your sextant.
I run my finger along the sextant's nooks and crannies.
Yeah, you do. You really get in there.
Say, what's
Okay.
that?
On any survival check wherein you use the sextant, which you can take with you on and off the ship. It's a portable sextant. So you can use this across land too. On any survival check that you are helping navigate where to go or find something, you can add 1d6 to any survival rolls.
1d6 to any survival rolls. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Sweet. I know sextants.
And you know what? That was a dirty 20. I think as long as you have the sextant on in your inventory, I think you know where on Dion you are
Oh, cool.
at any given time.
Oh.
How big is the sextant?
I think it would be like yay big around, and it kind of like collapses down into like a little disc. So it's almost like a backpacking pop pan set.
Okay.
So you can narrow it down, and it's all made of like tin and aluminum, so it's pretty lightweight.
Cool. Yeah, I think that Eidos, after spending enough time with the sextant, is also going to try like focus on sail rigging a little bit too, just to all things going, learn
Yeah.
his way around those.
Yeah, that makes sense. Go ahead and roll a survival check for that and add 1d6.
Oh, sweet. Immediately pays off. What do I get for survival? 1. That's a 12 plus 6. Oh, nice. 18.
Hell yeah. Okay. On the ship, no matter what the weather or the ocean conditions are, it's going to turn ship travel. Even if it's rough terrain, it'll turn it into normal terrain. And if it's normal terrain, it'll turn it into easy terrain, which is probably a thing I just made up. But essentially, you can increase the ship's speed in normal terrain, like when the water's not choppy. You can make the ship go an additional. How fast does a ship move? I know I have this stat block somewhere. Hold on. I'll have to find that, but I'll tell you how much faster the ship can travel.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Yes.
Can travel many leagues, right? That's what they say.
Yes, you can
Leagues.
travel many leagues faster. So you can use the wind because you've learned the sail rigging really well, and you became the navigator as well really well. You can essentially use the wind, the conditions to the ship's advantage to make it move faster. I will get you guys the stat block for the ship too, if I haven't already.
I like to think that after really exploring these sails, Ados is doing that like cliche thing where he holds onto the rope and he has his feet on the bottom.
Yeah.
And he's like leaning
Oh
away.
yeah.
And he's kind of like haughtily.
His hair.
His hair, and he's done like just the very top of his very high collar because he's really cutting loose, and yeah, he feels masculine, confident.
Very much. Yes. Your thigh-high boots are just gleaming in the sun.
Oh.
I think you've spent so much time making your cape blow in fake wind. You're like, I understand fabric and wind. Okay, good rolls. Who's next?
Serafina is going to show Glitterbell the front of the ship. She's going to show her the little dragon and tell her that it's her.
She does the Titanic pose in the front of the ship.
I hold
with
her
her
up.
wings out.
So we enjoy time doing that. And then she sees Ados fooling around with the ropes. And she will also backseat drive Ados while he's rigging. She doesn't step in, but she will just criticize and point out things he can keep doing.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me a survival check. See if you get better at this thing by backseat driving.
Ooh, 16.
Pretty good. Okay. Yeah, even if Ados isn't on board, you backseat drive with him enough that you have your own way of doing it. That's not quite as good, but would definitely still work. So even if Ados isn't on board or actively working on like navigating and stuff, you can also make that rough terrain easy, add that speed to the ship.
Okay, perfect. Otherwise, Serafina is just gonna go around and feel the vibes of the ship and chat everybody up with Glitterbell. And she's just gonna introduce Glitterbell to everybody and tell everybody that Glitterbell is on the front of the ship.
Okay, that's awesome. Roll a performance or animal handling or arcana check to really like bolster the crew's spirit as the PR representative.
Yeah, I'm gonna do performance. Ooh,
Oh, sad. 13. Okay. The crew is already excited for you all to be back on board and excited to be heading into another adventure. But you don't bring their mood down, and they're all they think Glitterbell on the front of the ship with her matching ship figurehead is like very, very cute. They're all like, oh, we love this dragon. Like Glitterbell gets so many good belly scratches.
Yeah, she's gonna be the new mascot.
They love it. And that's a good enough roll. I'll say Glitterbell has earned their loyalty, their undying loyalty. So they will protect Glitterbell at all costs.
Yeah, she's eating it up. She loves the attention.
Okay. Who else? Marway?
I don't think Moraway had like an official job. I think he was just kind of assisting with the cooking and the medical as needed.
Sure. Yeah, let's go ahead and do some rolls for that. That could give you some advantage in combat if people are going down. You can help your crew. You can roll a medicine check, a arcana check, or a sleight of hand check to be able to respond quickly and get people back on their feet if your crew start to go down.
It's gonna be medicine. With a 23, because I don't have to subtract anything.
Beautiful.
What a world.
What a world. You're wide awake. You are loving the salt air. It reminds you of the dream that Benji gave you of being on that lake shore beach and going out in the rowboat with him in your dream. And you're feeling like yourself again for the first time in a bit. 23, that's really, really good. Okay. I'm gonna say for when you're with your ship's crew, any healing spells you do, or like just medicine checks, anything you're doing to up someone's HP, you can add a D8 to the amount of HP they get back from any of the healing or anything you do. I think you spend some time, working in the kitchen and finding out what kind of dangers there are for a sailing crew, especially in combat, and you just kind of learn what sort of injuries might happen or what sort of illnesses befall a ship. I think you learn a lot about scurvy and how to prevent it.
Scurvy when life doesn't give you lemons.
That's so good.
That was really good.
I literally have that on a shirt.
That's so cute.
Okay, I think that's everybody, right?
Yep.
Okay. You guys while away this short trip on your ship for the first time. Learning better how to control the ship and navigate rough waters, smooth waters, rough combat, smooth combat. And you all spend good. That's some good bonuses you all picked up there. And soon enough, you see the now familiar teal green tower of Seraphina's family. First thing that pops up on the horizon because it's out on a little island in the bay. And then you see the skyline of Nerdistan close behind it. And you are pulling into Nerdistan Bay before too long. Seraphina. Go ahead, sorry, Gillian.
Oh, I was just going to say, well, that was a short trip, but well worth it to get our sea legs officially on our new ship, I should say.
I think Varmox hears you say that and gives Bula like a slow up and down. Says, I think some of your legs were just fine before, but boy do they look seaworthy now.
And the green goes almost solid red. But at the same time, she flexes her big old calves.
Kelly's gonna lean over to Eidos and just be like, these two really just need to get it over with.
They really do. You make headway here.
Oh, jeez. Okay, Seraphina. How is Seraphina feeling as she's coming home?
Oh my
She got a little bit of a confidence boost into Zenkin, but this is the first time you'll be seeing your family in your new skin.
Seraphina's feeling really nervous. She isn't sure how her family is going to react. She isn't sure if her family is going to recognize her, for one, and what exactly their reaction is going to be when they see her. So she's feeling very nervous.
For sure.
But she is anxious to see everybody, just to make sure, like, put eyes on her family and make sure that they're safe.
Yeah. You guys can see already from out in the bay. You can see that some like light construction is happening around the actual harbor itself, where the Cult of the Leviathan was trying to push in up the river. So you can see that there's been some weapons damage. Looks like there was plenty of monster battles here of some kind, sea creature battles. So there's some like restoration happening at the large harbor where most of the ships pull in. You have options here, Serafina. You know that your family has their own docks on the island that their tower is on, or you can pull into the harbor. The harbor is still functional in most of the docks.
I think Serafina wants to pull into her home docks, but she's not sure if they're gonna let her in because she looks very different. So maybe the regular port.
Okay. You give those directions to your navigator Ados and the captain, who steers the ship toward the port that's under construction. Just avoiding, maybe for a couple more minutes, seeing your family right off the bat. But you're flying your flag of the freedom sandwich. All of your different emblems across it. And
the proud freedom sandwich.
The proud freedom sandwich. And you can see some of the deckhands are sort of flagging you in, a little bit confused. They don't expect you necessarily to be pulling in. And you can see there's the actual like dock master is sort of waiting at his sort of like wooden podium stand, looking and trying to figure out, like trying to see your ship's name on the side, just trying to put it in his logbook. And as you guys pull in closer, you can see him kind of write it down, and he and a couple deck crew members come out to meet you as you pull into one of the long docks. He shouts up at you, I can't say I've seen the freedom sandwich on my ledgers before. Where hail you from?
We just set sail from Barak Forge.
And who is your captain?
And I'll let him introduce himself.
I'll name him. I mean, go ahead. Yeah, this is our captain.
Oh, I would be honored if you would name me.
I think she's got a couple of names for you, Varmox.
This is our captain. This is our captain, Varmox the Severed.
And he sort of looks through his ledger and he sort of like whispers to the other dockhands, and they're just like, what is your business in Nerdistend?
We are here to see the Blackthorns, for one.
Blackthorns. Okay, well, yes, of course. Do you have transportation to the island, or you can meet Lady Blackthorn at the hall?
We'll meet Lady Blackthorn at the hall.
Well, you're welcome to go ahead and dock, and we will take inventory. If you have any trade to make, please let us know on your way off the ship. And the docking fee is only 10 silver a day.
All right. You got that covered, right, Ados? Slap you on the shoulder.
Yeah, let Moneybags pay for it.
I should have never told you how much I had. I love that circlet. And yeah, Ados will take out his money bag and 1, 2, 3.
He's doing it in copper. Just one.
This bag is getting so heavy anyway. I gotta get a lighter, you know.
I've been advocating for a paper money system for years now. Seems the world isn't quite ready for that yet.
That would be glorious for people like me, of my stature, that is.
Indeed. Well, enjoy your time in Nerdistan. Please let us know if there's anything you need from us. And he sends his dock crew to start throwing ropes up to your crew and tethering the boat into the dock and setting up a gangway for you all to depart. And you can head into Nerdistan, where you all know the sort of layout of the city well enough. But Serafina, you know you would find your mom the hall, like where she works, the governmental hall.
Yeah, I'll probably want to stop there first just to check in with her and also maybe get it over with for her to see me. So I'll turn to the group. Shall we go see my mother first?
Are you ready for that, Seraphina?
Not really. Not really. But I don't really know if it can be avoided.
Is your mom making lunch?
We can ask. I mean, what time is it right now? Is it
It's probably like
lunchtime?
4 p.m.
Late
Oh, man.
lunch.
We're
God,
we're
what time
already
for
on
food?
like second lunch, getting ready for tea, and then preparing for dinner. So, yes, let's go to your house.
We can pop in for like an afternoon tea.
Seraphina, are you worried about what your mother might think of kind of your new look?
Yeah, I mean, I'm already the outcast in my family. I always looked different. So this definitely does not help.
Well,
But
I mean, it's not like you don't have a good reason for looking this way, right? You were kidnapped and presumably tortured, and then you woke up this way. Just tell your mom exactly what you told me and Eidos.
Yeah. The
I
truth.
don't know how well
The
that would
truth.
go over.
I don't remember telling you guys that, but okay.
You yelled it at the bar.
You told everybody that.
At the bar.
Does Coolguard know?
No, he wasn't there.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Yeah, I guess that's a reasonable explanation. I don't really know how to explain it, but I have to see her at some point, so might as well get it over with and not sneak around the whole city trying to do our business.
She'll be understanding, I'm sure.
And I mean, truth be told, we were part of the effort to free Nerdistan from, the Silent Tide and the blockade. So,
Yeah, so she kind of owes us one.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I will. That's great. I'm gonna use leverage against my mom.
What every good family dynamic needs.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, Seraphina's gonna saunter through to go towards her mom.
Okay, black gown flowing behind her, dragon scales gleaming in the sun. Hangover relatively stopped. You've hydrated on this trip over. You've spent some time gossiping with the crew, finding out who's dating who. Yeah, it's really rejuvenated you from your hangover a little bit. Still a little bit of queasiness. The sea water didn't help, but you're in your element at this point. You're home. And you lead your friends through to the Spires District, or the High Spires District, sort of the seat of government. And you make your way to one of your mother's many offices in the city, where she would spend most of her time, especially at this time of night. You make your way there, and you pass Luminara College on your way, the Luminara District. Go ahead. Would anybody be looking for anybody as you pass Luminara? You have a few friends you made along the way in Luminara, but you don't necessarily have to be looking for anybody in particular, you just happen to be passing by.
I think Eidos would be looking, especially at all the damage that the city sustained, and just, he knows a lot of people here, so he'd be looking for any familiar faces.
Yeah. Yeah, just on passing, you can just see, without a check, that the Collegium is, it seems to have this strange energy of post-battle. These are students who were sort of called up to help defend the city before they were necessarily graduated or ready, arcane students who came and fought. So you can see that it's sort of like the post-spring break during COVID, like a lot of people, the classes haven't quite started back up yet in a normal way, but you can see a lot of the Collegium students are still sort of milling about near Luminara, just sort of in the quad, trying to get their daily routines back, essentially. So that's sort of the vibe of what's happening there. It's not your day-to-day that you and Seraphina would have gotten used to while you were here. Go ahead, if you're looking for any familiar faces, go ahead and roll a perception check. Anybody who would like to.
Yeah, I'm gonna roll just to see if I see Sylvie, that girl that gave Killian the scroll.
Yeah,
Ada's got a 15.
Oh, I also get
Seraphina
15.
also got 15.
Oh, we all get
15. 15s,
Oh,
okay.
you got 15? Oh.
All right. I like when everybody rolls the same number. That's fun. Okay. I think probably you see, all three of you see at the same time, sitting in the quad together. You see Sylvie's long silver hair, very noticeable. And sitting next to her, you see a familiar pair of cat ears, but facing away from you, so you can't see the face. But you see like the back of a tabaxi head.
I forgot her nickname. Her new name.
Nightingale? What is it?
Kittenberry?
It's Kittenberry, but what's her new name?
Yeah, she has a nick.
Kittenberry is the new name. Her original name was Chiffon Foxglove.
Chiffon.
Oh.
Oh, she
Kittenberry
didn't
is
take
her
her name
alias.
afterwards? Okay. Okay.
Yeah, Kittenberry's the alias.
Alright, okay. It's Kittenberry.
You see those two are with a small group of other girls chatting in the quad. Or you assume is Kittenberry, but she's facing away from you.
Killian doesn't like approach or anything like that. It was more just to it's nice to see Kittenberry's there and everyone's safe. But they're here for more pressing matters.
Yeah, Seraphina kind of peeks at them under her hood, but I don't know if she's exactly ready to see a bunch of people that she used to know, so she'll just be happy that she sees them safe too.
Yeah, they look no worse for wear. No apparent injuries from where you're passing by. And you continue along up to the high spires, and you make it into the government hall, and make your way to your mother's office door, which is just sort of cracked, not quite closed.
Yeah, feeling a moment of anxiousness. Seraphina will take a deep breath and knock on the door.
As we wait for a response, Morroway would like to tap her shoulder, give her a reassuring shoulder squeeze, and cast guidance.
Yeah, Seraphina feels like a wash of calmness.
Yeah, a little bit more self-assured.
Yeah, over her,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, the door sort of swings open at your knock, and you can kind of like poke your head around, and your mother is sitting at her desk, just sort of over some paperwork. A very like cat-eye shaped pair of spectacles on her nose. Very stylish and beautiful as she always is, that blonde hair just gleaming in the afternoon sun that comes in through the big windows behind her. And she sort of like does a double take and takes off her reading glasses and sort of like tilts her head at you and gives you like a very quick once over. Like you can see the mechanics in her very intelligent brain working. And she sort of looks past you as the door sort of swings open, and she can see Eidos behind you and Marway, and she says, "My girl, my daughter, Seraphina, come here." And she rushes up from her desk and rushes over to give you a hug. Seraphina. Where have you, I'm sorry, my girl. My daughter. Come in, sit. Everybody come in and sit. And she closes the door behind you as she sort of like gestures you all in. And you can sit around in the various chairs and comfy, high-backed sort of lounge chairs in her office. But she stays standing near Seraphina, just kind of holding your hand, but looking at your hand and the scales on it and the rough skin on your palm. You're safe. I'm sorry, much has happened here. Are you okay? Are you okay?
I'm feeling okay. Yeah, she kind of feels relieved that her mom actually recognized her because she wasn't sure if she could, and I think she feels just a sense of relief that her mom isn't just horrified by how she looks.
She's looking you over, making sure you're not injured in any particular way that she can tell, besides the new dragon scales covering you. But she's like doing the mom thing at the same time, where she's like smoothing your skirts and like making sure your hair is just so, sort of adjusting you in the very motherly, henpecky kind of way. And she says, "Okay, you're not hurt. How? Do you need any? No. Where have you been? What's been happening?"
Well, we just came from Barak Forge, and, you know, we went to go see, you know, there was dams and seals and torture and, you know, the usual. But we heard, Nuristan was under attack, and we wanted to come back to make sure, everything was okay.
I had gotten the word from Barak Forge that you all had managed yourselves very admirably at the lake. So, of course, as you know, your city is in great debt to you. But I myself am also. How did you manage it? Roll a perception check for me, or an insight check.
I will do.
Anybody else listening to this can as well. An insight check.
I mean, we all went together, didn't we?
Yeah, I think you're all there.
16.
9.
Dirty.
If he has 2 9. Oh.
I was looking for the kitchen. She rolled a 4.
Yeah.
What was yours, Killian?
Killian's trying to see if how Seraphine's gonna weasel her way out of explaining things. I got 5.
Marwe and Ados, you both sort of pick up on, like, you all pick up on this, like, motherly worry that she's obviously projecting. But Marwe and Ados, you pick up on, in that phrase, that how did you manage it? It's that tone of how did you manage it? Seraphina, you do not pick up on that at all. You just see your mother henpecking at you and being like, "I look great."
Oh, go ahead. You go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I think Ados kind of sends a quick worried glance at Seraphina, and just keeps his mouth shut.
Well, you know, we had a lot of help. So it was fine. Everything was fine.
And I'm sorry. The dragon in the room. She like looks at you, looks at Glitterbell. Daughter, of course you're beautiful as always. You have always had a glow about you, but did this happen at the lake? Gesturing to your scales, your face.
It was a little bit before that. So, yeah, it was before the lake. Can Seraphina tell like how her mom is responding to her?
You can roll another insight. Yeah.
Okay. Specifically how she looks, as not her performance.
Right, of course, yeah.
10.
Oh, only a 10. Okay. You have the same feeling as always, that your mother, whenever she comments on your looks, there's always an undertone of like, why don't you look like the rest of us? Like, it's not that she doesn't think you're beautiful. She thinks you're her most gorgeous daughter of your 3 siblings. Like, she knows you're a lovely girl and that you do the family name proud. You get that impression still. It's just kind of the same as her constant just like curiosity about why this girl is so different than the rest of us.
Yeah, Seraphina, you know, since she stopped going blonde, she'll just start explaining. Well, you know, I stopped dyeing my hair.
Yes,
a
of
little
course.
while ago.
And you know, your color season, it's just more beautiful than ever. I think you should have let your natural hair grow out long ago, my darling.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. And you know, yeah, before the lake, there was an incident. Yeah, things are a little fuzzy. But, you know, it was just a really intense situation, and then, well, I frankly I just woke up like this one day, and
She says, well, still flawless as ever, my dear.
oh, I'm glad you think so. I've been trying to get used to it.
Well, I'm sorry. I don't mean to pry or to imply that how you look has any bearing on. Of course, you know I love you, no matter how you look. Of course, I worry for my girl.
Yeah. What are you worried about?
Well, she kind of like looks around at the rest of you, like giving you all like this look of like, what do you all know? Like, is she normal? Like, what is happening? She just kind of looks around like, someone help me out here. This isn't, she has dragon scales. And she's being very blasé about it.
Well, you know, I don't have a lot of explanation.
Is there some curse? Should we be researching like I don't know. We do have draconic sorcery in our bloodline, so I suppose if it's underlying and she's just kind of like trying to like justify in any logical way, you can see her brain just trying to say like, how could this have happened? What is happening? Can you hear my cats fighting? The cats are screaming next to me at each other.
I don't think it's a curse. I think this is just, you know, I just think this is how it is right now. And I'm just trying to get used to it. I'm not really sure this is like a thing that is gonna go away anytime soon. So and it's just like picks up Glitterbell. We just look like this now, and you know.
Okay. I mean, as long as you're happy, I'm happy, my dear.
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm fine.
Okay. I won't bring it up again unless you want to talk about it, of course. Please talk to me about anything you need. You know, my door is always open to you, my love.
Can Seraphina tell if she is like disappointed?
No roll. She's not
Okay.
disappointed. She is concerned, and it's a puzzle that she wants to solve.
Okay,
This is her
okay.
being far too logical and not very empathetic.
Okay. Yes, I think Seraphina just kind of like closes off and like cuddles Glitterbell.
Okay. She says, well, it's good to see you all, looking around at the rest of you. Have you all gone to see your father?
We came straight here from the docks.
Well, of course your room is always ready for you. The whole hall, of course, we have all the guest rooms are always turned down for you all as long as you need to stay. You know, the city is in a state of repair after the battle that happened. But it's truly, if I'm being honest, it's only helped. My trade stocks have just skyrocketed. So for a family, we're doing better than ever, but of course, for the city, we're trying to support as best we can, making sure everybody gets back on their feet. Whereas, what's your plan? Last we spoke, I don't believe you had much of a heading, but...
Well, Lady Blackthorn, radiant as always. Truly.
My dear Ados, it's always lovely to see you.
Always the same.
You're like family to us.
And you. Ados will put his hand on Marway's shoulder and say, we need some help. Some arcane help. I think our friend here needs to go back home, but it's in another plane. Is that correct, Marway?
That is correct, yes.
Do you know if anybody who could help us travel to the Feywild?
A full plane shift. And she sort of looks at Marway like, oh, duh, of course, they wouldn't need to go to the Feywild, and he's a satyr. She sort of collects herself and says, well, of course, any professor at Luminara can accomplish a plane shift for you, or point you to someone who can, but, Lord Valerian would be happy to as well. My husband, of course, your father, Seraphina, can plane shift you all. And if you need, do you need support? What are you going to the Feywild for? That's quite the travel. Are you going on vacation?
We're going to overthrow a usurper to my mother's throne.
I
just-
see.
It's a casual jaunt. That's all, as you know.
Certainly,
You
certainly.
know, a typical second day of the week for this group.
It seems that way.
I am surprised that I am surprised, because I should know with you and your friends, Seraphina, there's always something, huh? Well, of course we can help you plane shift to usurper. That sounds not quite a restful vacation that you all have earned very, very well from your travels to the lake and what you've done for the Middle Continent as a whole. She's just sort of like trying to, like, you can see again the cogs in her brain working, like, what is my daughter into? this is some nonsense, but okay. Yes, well, of course. We'll make sure you have the preparations you need, and your father can plane shift you when you're all ready. Easily enough done.
Thank you kindly, Lady Blackthorn.
Well, of course. Anything for my girl and her lovely friends. She's sort of like avoiding eye contact with Seraphina.
Where is Dad right now?
This time of day, she sort of looks at the wall clock. Well, he's very likely heading home. The Collegium hasn't quite resumed all of their courses yet, so he's had shorter days of late. But he's been spending his downtime helping reestablish barriers and whatnot around the city. So, but he should be finishing up and heading home to the minaret anytime now, as I planned to do before you all came.
May we accompany you?
Certainly, of course. I'm sure you're all famished. You said you traveled via the dock, so you traveled by ship? You must all be starving.
Yes. Very starving. I mean, I feel like I need a snack on the way to the meal that might help me specifically.
Yes, I'll call down to the cafeteria and have someone bring you up something for the road, of course, and then we can all head home. Let me finish up this paperwork and we'll be on our way. And your food will arrive before we head out. And she sort of pokes her head out to the cleric who has a desk at the end of the hall and asks for a light meal for the road of finger food. And she goes back to her desk.
Those little teeny tiny snacks again, because that's some nonsense.
Well, of course we're going to feed you a full dinner. We have dinner at the minaret every night, so of course we're going to feed you full dinner. This is just an aperitif, if you will.
I have bigger fingers than most people, so.
I do understand that. Yes, this is also a government building at nearly 5 p.m. So our cafeteria is closing down for the night. But of course I'll have them bring you up anything that they have left over.
Oh, I don't mean to have bad manners. I don't mean to fuss.
No, it's no fuss at all. She's like being very like the hostess who's always put out. No fuss at all, of course. And eventually a full picnic basket is brought up to you of all the leftovers from their just like office cafeteria, essentially.
Yeah. Bula digs in. She's got like the basket here, and she's just like eating as she wants.
Yeah, and in the meantime, she's just sort of like filing the rest of her paperwork for the day and filling out the last of her notes and wrapping up her office work for the afternoon and sort of just asking you guys about your lighthearted stories, doing small talk, and eventually you guys all set out toward the minaret. And that is where we're gonna call it for the night, because it is 10 p.m., my babes. Where I am, it's 11 p.m. for where you all are. Most of you are. So, next time we pick up, we're gonna head to the minaret. We're gonna see the rest of the Blackthorn family and what they think of Seraphina's fresh new look. And we are going to travel to Sanctuary, baby, and do some real crazy Fae shit. So, thank you all for watching. We so appreciate you all. Thanks, Raiders, for sticking around. Bards in New York, you guys are real ones. I love that you're always here. Thank you all for playing. You guys are real ones, my players. This is the best D&D group ever. I love you all. Everybody out there, stay safe, stay healthy. We come on every single Monday night at 7 Central, 8 Eastern. Come back on Wednesday night if you want to watch Maraway and Bula, our own Bobby and Robin, do a little tea time, craft time, fun drinking stuff, and gossip. So come back and see us. Go back and watch our YouTube. Figure out what we've been doing this whole time. Get the backstory. We love you all. Stay healthy. Stay safe. Have a good week.
Bye bye.